Hi, this is the fourth video in the series, The American Political World is Round, Not Flat. And here's my round theory of American politics. People versus corporations. The Republicans, Democrats are indistinguishable corporatists. And their battles I'm calling just political theater, just theater. Even though it seems like, oh, they're ready to go to war and impeaching Trump and the Democrats are blah. It's like, it's just theater. Um, it's bull crap to me. So in terms of heretics and American heretics, I'm going to discuss Snowden, Judy Mikovits, Q, and Stop the Steal. And explain my interest. So let's start with my interest. Why am I interested at all in these kind of heretics when they're called conspiracy theorists or enemies of the people or enemies of the state? The basic reason is that the lapdog media and the politicians sort of doth protest too loud. They condemn these people with such vitriol and such extreme arguments that kind of got my interest. I'm like, why are they acting that way? And so here we have Snowden. I've read his book, A Permanent Record, and I've watched the movie and all that. I hope Trump pardons him. We all know what Snowden did, but let's say he took two different approaches. Let's say he started a movement, and he was, instead of Q, he was S, and the movement was trying to say that the NSA was spying on all of us. He'd have been called by the lapdog media, the New York Times, everybody, a conspiracy theorist. But they can't call him that because he got the actual documents. Then there's Judy Mikovits, who was a research scientist and was hounded out of science. And just in the first two paragraphs of Wikipedia, conspiracy theorists, this is the ad hominem toward her. Wikipedia didn't figure on putting a picture in her, but that's her picture. I've read her latest two books, Plague of Corruption and Plague. And what the media said about her, and this is the first time I heard about her, was during COVID this year. And the howling, oh, she's horrible, she's a criminal, she's stupid, she's a bad scientist. And I read her two books, and I will just say my opinion, having read her two books, she is none of the above. She's intelligent, a sound, rigorous scientist, and not a criminal. And let's go to Stop the Steal. No, not Stop the... Well, let's talk Q and then Stop the Steal. But we know what Stop the Steal is. Basically, anybody left, so-called left, the corporatist left is like, banning Stop the Steal, all that kind of stuff. Let's go back to the map. Why did I get interested in them? I guess because I have this people versus corporations thought in me since 2003, and Snowden, Mikovits, and Q are all the people claiming something malevolent about the corporatists. And the corporatist reaction to them is extreme, like wanting to execute Snowden, hound Judy Mikovits out of science, and say Q are like the non-people are just so stupid, blah, 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 blah. And so this is why I read the Snowden book, the Mikovits books, and why I did those two videos showing that QAnon theory is really, really close to Jeffrey Epstein, just, taking out, just taking out, Trump riding in on a white horse, and there's no evidence of Satan worshiping among the, Epstein stuff. But other than that, like it's dead on to Epstein. Yet they're called the craziest people on earth, right? And so this is where my defense of the people sort of came in. Why not Stop the Steal? Why did Stop the Steal not interest me? Because to me, Stop the Steal is just theater. It's just theater. It's this fake war between the Republicans and the Democrats. Oh, the impeachment, blah, blah, blah. This is why did Democrats impeach Trump? So they don't have to talk about force the vote and Medicare for all, right? It's just theater. It's just trying to distract us. Yeah, sure, Stop the Steal is coming from the people, but I think they're kind of deluded by this fake populist Trump, who really is just a corporatist. So that kind of explains why I'm not interested in Stop the Steal, but I was interested in the other three. Those are people going to war with the corporations, and they're getting it back.